Hello everybody, Tyrone the God 3 here. Yes, I know I've been gone for some time, exactly 3 weeks worth of some time, but a couple of things have happened in my life. I've had to get things together. I got a new laptop, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out, Mario Odyssey, and several other things that have just sort of gotten in the way of my personal life. But I'm back, and I'm here to do reviews of episodes of Dragon Ball Super. And yes, I definitely have a lot of thoughts backed up in my head from 3 weeks of just doing no reviews. Also, I tend to usually do reviews based on the episodes that are tying it together. So for example, sometimes I'll do an review of one episode because it more or less is just that episode, or I'll do a review of 2 episodes for 2 reasons. One, I got lazy and missed 1 week, so I gotta make up for it. Or two episodes basically have some correlation to each other, and thus it makes the most sense to review both of those episodes since they connect in some sort of way. In this instance, I just got lucky enough that Goku's fight with Kefla lasted about 3 episodes, so it only makes sense to review all 3 episodes, just to justify the fact that I also missed reviewing 3 weeks worth of Dragon Ball Super. So, without further ado, I want to go ahead and give you guys a nice 20-minute bulk of Dragon Ball Super reviews from episode 114 all the way up to episode 116. So, episode 114, Intimidating Passion, the Birth of a New Super Warrior. Now, also as a fair notice, when I review these episodes, I'm not going to be doing the traditional pros, cons, summary, all of that. I'm just going to give a summary, and then I'm just going to give my thoughts. You know, the old way I used to do it. Because one, you guys have pretty much seen these episodes, and I don't think I need to reveal that, and I'll just generally go into my thoughts and what I did like and disliked about the episode, and it makes things move a lot easier for me, considering the fact that it's 3 weeks late, and I want to go ahead and just get this one out for you guys and get straight to the meat of things rather than sugarcoating things like I've done before. So, episode 114. The episode basically begins with the continuation of Goku fighting Kale and Caulifla. Goku is at Super Saiyan God Red and is completely thrashing Kale and Caulifla. Now, one issue I have with Goku being at Super Saiyan Red is the fact that just a while ago, it was stated that Goku didn't have the stamina to stay at Super Saiyan 3. Like, he was at Super Saiyan 3, and then he immediately stopped, stating that there'd be no point because of the stamina drain. And then he goes Super Saiyan Red. Now, you can argue that Super Saiyan Red uses God Ki, which focuses on Ki control, plus God Ki is different than regular Ki, and you can argue that Goku was using regular Ki in order to fight with most of these fighters, and then used God Ki only when he fought off against powerful warriors like Hit, Jiren, and others. But then that just leads to the question, well, if he could go Super Saiyan Red the whole time, why didn't he do it? I mean, you can argue that he was teaching Kale and Caulifla, or you can even make the argument that he was resting while that was all taking place. But still, if that was the case, then why did Goku focus so hard on sparring with them rather than resting so that he can have more energy so that he can fight off against Jiren, Kale, or Caulifla later? But anyway, later on in the fight, Frieza shows up and he actually wants to attack the Saiyans. But Goku interferes and states, yo, don't touch them, this is my fight, and Frieza backs off. After this, they basically continue the fight, and Kale and Caulifla are unable to put up a fight against Super Saiyan Red Goku, and they get their asses whooped. After this, Caulifla pulls out the Potara earring. Yes, the Potara earring is going to play a role in this fight between Goku. So, the thing about it is, Champa snuck the rings in with Kale and Caulifla holding them to use as a last resort. The issue I have with this, though, is that there's a bunch of other fighters, like the Namekians and things like that, that are in Dragon Ball Super that don't even attempt to try this. It feels to me like this was exclusively made for Kale and Caulifla so that we can get our new Kefla action figure toy, complete with all the figurines models that you can jerk it to or whatever. Whatever. The point is, it appears that this isn't against the rules either. The Zenos love it, which at this point I've given up on them completely. Everything can pass. The Mafuba can pass. The Fusion can pass. It doesn't even matter anymore. I don't even know why they consider putting rules in this tournament. It would have been better off if this had been a no-holds-barred, just survival planet with no rules included. And, I mean, they're going to get obliterated anyway. The losers get erased. So what was the point of even making rules? Like, really? What was the point? So anyway, Kale and Khalifa use the Potara earrings and they end up fusing into Kefla. Kefla apparently is strong enough to keep up and even beat Super Saiyan Red Goku. To that, I say, a bullshit. The reason of such being is because power scaling, I've already told you guys that I've given up on power scaling. And I'm going to make a big video on power scaling later. But to make a long story short, just no. No. The plateau of the gods and how strong they are and God Ki and where characters are that reach that level, I refuse to believe can be attained by some punk-ass, cocky female Saiyan and her super shy, oh my goodness, I can barely afford to be seen unless Khalifa is with me type of situation. Can even come close to the fighting experience that is Goku. And the reason that this irritates me more is that even in the fight, Whis explains this, where Goku is fighting Khalifa, and this was a few episodes back. Goku is fighting Khalifa, and Khalifa is at Super Saiyan 2 fighting Goku at normal state, and is still winning the fight. And the reason that he's winning is because Khalifa may be at Super Saiyan 2, but Goku has more knowledge. And base form Goku is stronger than Super Saiyan 2 Khalifa. So between fighting experience, built up power through years upon years of training, and being exposed to God Ki and absorbing God Ki, can completely defeat a newfound warrior. And you can make the argument, oh, they were always this strong. The Khalifa and Kale's base forms are as strong as Goku and Vegeta's base forms after they received God training. Which, if anyone dares to bring that up, I will bring up, well then why the hell didn't Vados use Khalifa and Kale in the tournament? Oh wait, it's because they were just thought up. Anyway, it looks bad for Goku, so we move on to the next episode, which is episode 114, and which is episode 115. I'm sorry, Goku versus Kefla, Super Saiyan Blue defeated. So, in this episode, we continue the fight. There's a bunch of other stuff that happens on the side, but it really doesn't matter. The main focus is Goku and Kefla's fight. Goku's fighting Kefla at Super Saiyan Red, and he's getting his ass handed to him. So then Goku decides to transform into Super Saiyan Blue, and he gains a little bit of an edge on Kefla. Kefla transforms Super Saiyan in order to match up with that. And while they're fighting evenly, Goku is still having a bit of disadvantage, so he goes Kaioken. So now he's Kaioken Blue. At this point, Kaioken Blue completely outspeeds and outmatches Kefla altogether. And at this point, everything is making little to no sense. Why Goku has to push this hard in order to fight a fighter that I truly don't believe deserves any of the things that she's getting. It's just at this point. Also, what happened to the whole Goku is fatigued thing? He just got done using Ultra Instinct, people. How the hell is his body even able to put up with Kaioken right now? So, regardless of Goku's physical endows, he somehow is winning the fight until Kefla decides to do a trick shot move and teleport behind Goku and nails him straight in the face. At this point, I will admit even I was a little shocked because, Goku just got knocked out of Kaioken Blue, which Goku hasn't been knocked out of a transformation in quite some time. So it did look kind of bad, and then all of a sudden Ultra Instinct happens. Yeah. Now, here's my problem with this. it made sense the first time around because Goku's life was in mortal danger. Now it's just, oh, he's unconscious and then he got back up. Now he's in Ultra Instinct. Now you can argue that Goku's a little bit more used to Ultra Instinct now since he's already used it once and his body's absorbed it. But here's the issue with that. Now it feels like this whole fight was just an excuse to bring Goku back to Ultra Instinct again so that he can fight in that form, even though literally minutes ago he just got done using Ultra Instinct. He literally was in a fight with Jiren not so long ago before this, and apparently time is moving super slow, almost clocking in at around the same time that Frieza said 5 minutes on planet Namek. So Goku somehow was able to transform Ultra Instinct, then get knocked out of Ultra Instinct, get a little energy from Frieza. Frieza didn't give Goku a lot of energy, he just gave him some. Like a little bit, just enough to get Goku back on his feet. Goku even admits he's tired. And then he's just back at Ultra Instinct again like it's no problem. This is almost, no, this is as bad as when Kakashi and Naruto stated that he can only use the Mangekyo Sharingan and use the one move where he teleports things from Kamui. He admits that he can only use Kamui a couple of times, like 2 times, and then the war happens and he's using it like all over the place. This is just as bad, if not worse than that. So Goku's right back at Ultra Instinct, and when he's at Ultra Instinct, he's giving Kefla a hard time. And then the episode basically ends on that note. And then the next episode, 116, starts up. A sign of a comeback, Ultra Instinct's huge explosion. So, you know, after Goku was at Ultra Instinct literally 6 episodes ago, I'm sorry, 5 episodes ago, Goku ends up fighting off against Kefla. The two are fighting off, and it's clear Goku has the advantage. He can read all of Kefla's movements. He's completely outsped Kefla. He's stronger than Kefla. It's clearly a one-sided fight at this point. Kefla goes Super Saiyan 2, and the two spend a lot of time just powering up. Now you can argue, well, Tyrone, they did that in Dragon Ball Z where they powered up a lot. I'll admit that's true. But here's one thing that Dragon Ball Z did that Super fails to do whenever they do scenes like this. Dragon Ball Z, when power-up scenes like this happen, had the habit of making it look visually appealing to the point where the entire environment was affected by this power-up. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, what? The ground shook. Everything started quaking up. Like, what's the difference? To me, it feels like it's stock. When Goku powered up and when Kefla powered up, because Kefla's at Super Saiyan 2 now, all that really happened was that a couple of rocks rose and then the camera shook a little bit and that was about it. I don't get the same feeling I get in Dragon Ball Z when that happens, whereas in Dragon Ball Z, when a power-up happens, not only does the camera shake and rocks move and things like that, but individual cracks can be seen in the ground. Tiny rocks are lifting up. Wind is being blown, and not the lazy gust animation that Dragon Ball Super, for some reason, is really in love with using. Like, it was literally a magnitude of things happening all at once that gave the sense that actual power was being flowed. You could feel it throughout the entire episode, in which areas were cracking apart, things were going at the seams, the sky was changing colors. You know, there was a visual effect happening. Whereas here, this feels like just the standard. Like we're just meeting the standards. We're doing the bare minimum of what a Dragon Ball Z power-up scene usually looks like. And we're going to leave it at that. So after they're done powering up and talking shit on each other for a while, which Ultra Instinct Goku can talk now, I guess Goku's got a better control of things. The two fight, and Kefla can't keep up. And at this point, it's become just a testosterone, I guess you can say estrogen since Kefla's here, fest of just, you know, just battling it out. I've already made my comments on Dragon Ball Super in terms of fighting. But obviously here, they're doing the fighter's too fast to get hit by any of the attacks type of deal, which is done in Dragon Ball Z, but it was done a lot better because each hit was shown to not only fail where the fast hits failed, but even the slow hits would fail, or we get to see them through our perspective. So one of the things I know in Dragon Ball Z where it's like each hit has an effect, where if Kefla were to do all of these speedy punches and kicks, there should be occasions where she tries to do some kicks, and in our perspective it looks like it's in slow-mo where Goku dodges them, and you can see that they're being dodged, and we take a minute to absorb all of that, and then another hit happens and that fails as well. But Dragon Ball Super didn't take that class, so we just see a bunch of really fast attacks that aren't connecting, and it looks very stock and lazy. But I will admit the art style looks nice. That's good. Anyway, after all of these hits fail to hit Ultra Instinct Goku gets in some good hits himself. And apparently now his stamina is reaching its brink. And if Goku doesn't finish it in one hit, it's over. So what better way to do it than to do what I will admit, I'm actually admitting this, I'm not using sarcasm here, is the coolest Kamehameha I have ever seen almost in the series. Like, I'm sure there's other cool Kamehamehas in the series, but as of right now, I gotta say this is a pretty cool way to beat an opponent. It's ridiculous, but it's cool, which I think is Dragon Ball Super's motto. It's ridiculous, but it's cool. Goku uses a Kamehameha, and Kefla uses like this weird orangish green spectrum blast towards Goku, and rather than dodging it or using the instant transmission to teleport behind her, Goku jumps on top. Like, Goku jumps with the Kamehameha in hand and has the Kamehameha itself, and I shit you not, you can't make this up, skate on top of the energy blast. Which I don't know how that didn't cause like some explosions in between that, but whatever. It skates on top of it, and then Goku's on top above Kefla's head, blasts the Kamehameha, and it does a triple shot, so you know it's an epic attack. Does a triple take, and Kefla gets hit and gets knocked out of the arena, and the fusion diffuses. And Kale and Caulifla are out. Now, Universe 6 obviously took a big risk with that fusion too, because they got a stronger fighter. Unfortunately, losing that fighter is the equivalent of losing 2 fighters. So that's over. Goku's back to base form again now, and he should be so tired he's shitting out of his spine like Master Roshi was. But he's the main character, so he's allowed to stay. It's okay. Yeah. And there's 17 minutes left in the tournament. And that's it. Holy shit. So, overall, just to sum things up, since I got 2 minutes left, there's a huge compilation of things I don't like. One, I don't like the fact that Goku's just jumping through all of these transformations, even though he clearly should be tired. But they had to bring Ultra Instinct back because it would be cool. Wouldn't it be so cool? Would it, like, Dragon Ball Super to me feels like it's trying to be a kid that wants to tell you things that they think will be cool, but were completely out of context of what you originally wanted to do. And right now, Dragon Ball Super is going, ooh, wouldn't it be cool if Kale and Caulifla fought Goku at Ultra Instinct as well? But like, they fuse with the Potara earrings, and yeah, it's fine. Zeno just is gonna go ahead and let him do it. The rules don't matter anymore. And then they transform into like this Super Saiyan 2 Savage Berserker transformation or whatever. And Goku's all Ultra Instinct, so there's like 2 fighters that are super strong, and one of them's a female Saiyan. And wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be super cool? And it just constantly feels like it's pandering, specifically for marketing purposes. And I feel that it's very convenient that the Potara earring has a 1 hour limit. As if they were like, oh, 1 hour. That gives us enough time to bullshit in the fusion. Which, again, another fusion character introduced into the series. She didn't beat Goku. So, again, fusion characters are completely useless. But with that said, Goku's gonna have to use Ultra Instinct for the third time. So I'll see you all then, everybody. Tyrone the God 3 out. I'll see you all in episode 117.